Basic energy requirements. Energy is one of the most fundamental requirements of the human body. The body requires energy to perform all biological processes, including breathing, circulation, cell regeneration, movement, and maintaining body temperature. Basic energy requirements refer to the amount of energy needed to sustain the body's essential functions at rest. That is, when the individual is awake but not doing any physical activity. This is also known as basal metabolic rate BMR or resting energy expenditure REE. In addition to BMR, energy requirements increase with physical activity, growth, and other physiological conditions like pregnancy or illness, which are considered in the total energy expenditure TEE. This section provides detailed insight into the basic energy requirements, including how they are calculated, the factors influencing energy needs, and the components that contribute to total energy expenditure. Overview of energy requirements. Energy is needed by the body for basal metabolic functions, heartbeat, breathing, digestion, and cellular functions, physical activity, movement, exercise, and any voluntary muscle activity, thermogenesis, the process of heat production in the body, particularly related to digestion, thermic effect of food, and environmental temperature. Energy is measured in kilocalories or kilojoules, where 1 kilocalorie is equal to 4.184 kilojoule and 1 kilojoule equals to 0.239 kilocalorie. Concepts. Basal metabolic rate BMR. Basal metabolic rate BMR is the minimum amount of energy required by the body to maintain vital functions. Example: respiration, heart function, temperature regulation. While at rest and in a post-absorptive state, that is, not having eaten for 12 to 14 hours. It represents the energy expended by the body to perform life-sustaining processes. BMR is influenced by factors such as age. BMR generally decreases with age due to loss of muscle mass and decrease in physical activity. Gender. Men typically have a higher BMR than women as they tend to have more muscle mass. Body composition. People with more lean mass muscle tend to have a higher BMR than those with more body fat. Genetics. Some individuals naturally have a higher or lower BMR due to their genetic makeup. Hormonal levels. Hormones like thyroid hormone can influence metabolic rate. For instance, hyperthyroidism increases BMR, while hypothyroidism decreases it. Environmental temperature. Exposure to cold or hot temperatures can slightly increase BMR as the body needs extra energy to maintain its core temperature. BMR formula. There are various methods to estimate BMR, with the most common being the Harris-Benedict equation and the Mifflin-St. Jeor equation. Harris-Benedict equation. For men, BMR equals to 88.362 plus 13.397 into weight in kg plus 4.799 into height in centimeter minus 5.677 into age in years, where BMR for woman is BMR equals to 447.593 plus 9.247 into weight in kg plus 3.098 into height in centimeter minus 4.330 into age in years. Mifflin St. George equation, more modern and accurate. For men, BMR equals to 10 into weight in kg plus 6.25 into height in centimeter minus 5 into age in years plus 5. And for women, BMR equals to 10 into weight in kg plus 6.25 into height in centimeter minus 5 into age in years minus 161. 2.2 Resting Energy Expenditure REE. REE is the energy expenditure measured in a relaxed state, typically done in the morning after a night's rest while fasting. It is similar to BMR but may include slight energy expenditure due to minimal activity, like the act of lying down. 2.3 Total Energy Expenditure TEE. Total energy expenditure TEE is the sum of all the energy the body uses in a 24-hour period. It includes basal metabolic rate BMR, the energy required for basic bodily functions, physical activity, any voluntary movement or exercise. Thermic effect of food TEF, that is the energy used to digest, absorb and metabolize food. Thermogenesis, the energy expenditure due to environmental factors, example cold weather, shivering. The TEE equation for estimating daily energy expenditure is TEE equals to BMR into physical activity factor PAF, where PAF is an activity factor based on a person's level of physical activity. Common activity levels are sedentary BMR into 1.2, lightly active is BMR into 1.375, moderately active equals to BMR into 1.55, very active equals to BMR into 1.725, and extremely active equals to BMR into 1.9. Point 3. Factors influencing energy requirements. 3.1 Age. Children and adolescents. Growing children and teenagers require more energy to support growth and development. As people age, their energy needs often decrease due to a decline in metabolic rate and muscle mass. Older adults. Energy requirements decrease with age due to reduced physical activity, lower BMR, and changes in body composition, loss of muscle mass, and increase in fat. Point 3.2 Gender. Men typically have a higher BMR than women due to greater muscle mass, which requires more energy to maintain. Women generally have a higher percentage of body fat and lower muscle mass, compared to men, resulting in a lower energy expenditure. 3.3 Body size and composition. Larger individuals generally have a higher energy needs as they have more muscle mass and overall body mass. Muscle mass versus fat mass. Muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat, meaning individuals with more muscle mass have higher energy needs even at rest. 3.4 Physical activity. Active individuals, athletes, people who exercise regularly have higher energy requirements than sedentary individuals. This is due to the increased demand for energy during exercise and recovery. Sedentary lifestyles result in lower energy expenditure and hence reduced energy requirements. 3.5 Pregnancy and lactation. Pregnant women energy requirements increase significantly during pregnancy to support fetal development and maternal physiological changes. The extra energy needed can vary depending on the stage of pregnancy. Typically, an additional 300 kilocalorie per day during the second and third trimesters. Lactating women energy needs also increase during breastfeeding due to the energy expended in milk production. 3.6 Health conditions. Certain medical conditions can either increase or decrease energy needs. Hyperthyroidism, overactive thyroid, increases metabolism and energy expenditure. Hypothyroidism, that is underactive thyroid, decreases metabolism and energy needs. Fever, infections, and illness often elevate energy expenditure as the body works harder to heal. Injury or surgery. During recovery from injury or surgery, the body requires more energy to repair tissues and manage inflammation. Point 4. Macronutrient contributions to energy. The energy provided by macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, is quantified as follows. Carbohydrates 4 kilocalorie per gram, proteins 4 kilocalorie per gram, fats 9 kilocalorie per gram, alcohol 7 kilocalorie per gram. Though not considered a nutrient, alcohol provide energy. Point 5. Energy requirements for different populations. 5.1 Children. Infants and toddlers have higher energy needs per unit of body weight due to rapid growth. As children grow older, energy needs stabilize but remain higher than those of adults relative to their size. 5.2 Adults. For moderately active adult, typical energy needs range between women 1800 to 2400 kilocalorie per day and for men 2200 to 3000 kilocalorie per day. 5.3 Elders. Older adults require fewer calories due to a reduction in muscle mass, lower BMI, and often less physical activity. Energy needs may range from for women 1600 to 2000 kilocalorie per day and for men 1800 to 2400 kilocalorie per day. 5.4 Athletes. Athletes require higher energy intake depending on their sport and training intensity. An athlete's energy intake can be between 2500 to 5000 kilocalorie per day or more, depending on their training regimen and body size. Point 6. Methods to access energy requirements. Indirect calorimetry, a clinical method used to measure energy expenditure by analyzing oxygen consumption and carbon dioxide production. Doubly labeled order, a method used in research to estimate energy expenditure by tracking the elimination of isotopically labeled order. Predictive equations. The most commonly used method to estimate BMR and TEE based on demographic and physiological factors. Conclusion. Understanding basic energy requirements is crucial for maintaining a balanced diet, ensuring adequate energy intake and preventing both undernutrition and overnutrition. Basal metabolic rate BMR, physical activity levels, thermic effect of food TEF, and thermogenesis all contribute to total energy expenditure. To maintain good health, it's essential to consume an appropriate amount of energy, considering factors such as age, sex, body composition, and activity levels. By understanding these principles, individuals can better manage their dietary habits and optimize their overall health and performance.